Good afternoon, YouTube. We're back again. This is Jonesy. I'm here with NXSteve. You can tell it's a big news story in wrestling when we're together on a Wednesday. We've done NXT and stuff, but let's go into this then. So, yeah, really shocking news. I didn't want to make this video. Didn't want to have to make this video. WWE, you think you figure out who they're going to release, and they do this. It's never good to hear any talent get released, but for me, this is far worse than I thought. I thought we'd get some people that maybe would have gone on to Impact Wrestling or something that could do something, at least get booked. But the people that booked at the top, let's start at the top then. The biggest one for me, this is the biggest one, is Braun Strowman. So Braun Strowman has been released apparently. This is a guy that last month at the pay-per-view had a match with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre for the title. This is a guy that the whole build around WrestleMania was around. What do you make of this Braun Strowman one? For me, I just don't understand it. It's just crazy talk for me. Mate,
there's no words that can actually express what the hell Vince McMahon is doing. There isn't even words that I can comprehend to describe my anger, my upset about this. Do you know what I mean? The fact that they're using this, I'm going to swear here, they're going to use this bullshit excuse and say that it's budget cuts. And yet you've just had the biggest financial year in your company's history, yet you're cutting the likes of Braun Strowman and Aleister Black. You've literally just been promoting Aleister Black for the last 3-4 weeks, and now you've gone and done this, man. Absolute joke, man. Absolute joke.
It is official now as well. It's not a fake. WWE have just released a tweet 5 minutes ago that confirms exactly kind of what we said, the names we said earlier in the earlier video as well. For me, it's just a shambles. Let's break it down then, kind of. So let's go into it in a bit more detail. So obviously with Braun, he was injured, but I can't believe that Braun was pushing the release. That's the thing. I don't get that Braun was pushing the release. In terms of where he's going to go, this is a guy now that I think AEW got to be all over once the 90-day complete clause is done.
Well, like I just texted you, the 90-day complete clause ends August 31st. Okay. All Out is September 5th.
Oh, he's done. He's going to be all out then. You'd have thought, not going to speculate.
No, really that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a chance. Let's carry on going forward with this then. So some of the other names, another big one. This one really knocked me for six, even maybe similar to Braun, is Aleister Black. Aleister Black has had this rebuild job of where he's been trying to rebuild himself ever since kind of Paul Heyman moved from Raw to SmackDown. Aleister Black has never kind of had that look. They did this whole vignette package that was really nicely done with the dragon and that lot. It looked really good. He made that big return on SmackDown the other week where he sort of did that massive spinning kick and stuff. He looked really, really good. They got the whole thing with the eye they're playing up on, but this guy, what the hell are they doing? This is just absolutely shocking. This guy is so talented. This is a former NXT champion. This is a guy that we know is a fantastic wrestler. And WWE are just shocking, mate. Absolutely shocking. What do you make of this release as well? This is another one. I can't get my name around.
This is the one personally I'm most upset about. I mean, I was in London. I was at a Raw in London where he made his actual debut on a main event for WWE. So it was a Monday Night Raw. He come out and he faced not Zack Ryder, the other one, Kurt Hawkins. His debut against Kurt Hawkins. And me and my mate, we watched him come out and we was like, who is this guy? And he just busts out that black mass. And I was like, man, this guy is just good. Like, he's doing stuff that I've never seen anyone do. And like, I've been a fan since day one with Aleister Black. I've followed him all the way through NXT. I followed him when, like, in his whatever he's done, and just I'm so irritated by this one. Why go and spend all this money doing all these animated promos, and then why have him come out and attack last week if you're just going to release him? This angers me. This does.
The thing with it is one of the things where he hadn't had a very good rub of it. Like, I know that he'd only been brought back recently, but as you said, what was the point of bringing him back on TV and doing that big attack at Kevin Owens? What was the kind of point of it? It's just a total utter kind of waste of time, if that makes sense. I think we're looking like this. This is one of them ones that's a travesty. This will be AEW's game. This guy definitely is that level above.
100%.
What will be interesting now is whether his partner that was released previously, Selena Vega, whether she still comes back to WWE. That'll be an interesting thing. But yeah, that kind of rocked me for six. Let's go to the comments. We've got quite a few comments in here. The Almighty CR21, Braun was shocking. Braun is as shocking probably as Samoa Joe. It's a similar feel to me. Aleister Black was just starting a new chapter. What the hell? Agreed. We've got one reviews from the six here from Twitter. Hello, wrestling community. Hello, thank you for checking out the video. I hope you enjoy it. This isn't a video we wanted to make, to be fair. So it's never good to sort of see wrestlers losing their job and stuff, particularly in WWE making so much money following the Peacock deal. Let's go down the list then. So our next one, this one was a bit of a shock, is Ruby Riot. Ruby Riot, obviously the Riot Squad. This is another one that I didn't see coming. SmackDown, the women's tag team division is kind of short, so to get rid of another tag team wrestler, and not good. What did you think of this release?
Yeah, I mean, very shocking. Like Ruby Riott, I know she had her injuries to start off with when she first came onto the main roster, but I've always thought Ruby Riott was a solid wrestler, and I say it's just it's another one that hasn't been booked properly. Like I said, like you just stated, they haven't got the biggest women's roster when it comes to their tag team division. So why are you getting rid of someone who has basically was part of a tag team that's legitimately one of the longest running female tag teams you've had with Liv Morgan? You've got all these tag teams that you've thrown together, and it's the same with the Iconics when they released the Iconics, releasing people that have got a formed tag team. It really makes no sense to me, man.
Let's look at the bigger pictures. These guys had a SmackDown. They had a tag team title shot on SmackDown last week. So she's gone for a SmackDown tag team title shot to be released. What are they? This is just really another thing. I feel sorry for Liv Morgan. Let me guess, Liv Morgan's going to go on a singles push, but absolutely kind of shocking. Another one that's gone.
Sean Ross Sapp's just tweeted and said he's not currently sure if there's any more. So at the minute, it could just be those 6 at the minute.
Okay, let's hope it's just those 6. But if we are going to speculate on more, I'll put some names out there now that I think are pretty certain. Slapjack, I'll be surprised if he survives this, unfortunately. But I hope nobody else gets released. I really do. I hope no one else gets released.
Yeah, man.
Let's kind of go forward with some more of the releases then. So we have got a few more, obviously, to this list as well. So we'll cover. Another one is Lana. This is a massive shot to me. Lana obviously did a big push. The whole point of Survivor Series last year was around Lana and the table with Nia Jax, that table spot for 20 weeks.
Yeah.
Unbelievable that there is. I'm going to go on to something I know that there's a guy I know called Tom Colley who's got a really good channel and stuff, but he said one of the main draws on ratings for Raw was Lana. She's such a draw, yet why they released them? Well, what have you made of this? This is shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, she's like I've noticed she's actually progressively got better in the last 12 months with her wrestling skills. Yeah. And I thought, this is actually, you can visually see a progression with Lana. She's actually getting up there now. She's beginning to become a decent wrestler. And it now makes me think that this whole thing they were doing with Nia Jax and putting her through the table every week, was this just a big middle finger to Miro?
Yeah, probably.
That's all I'm thinking this is now. And so, it's just another shock, man, because I think SmackDown have got 7 active female talents now as well. And it's just like, how has this happened, man? Biggest financial year the company's ever have, and they've gone to releasing 6 people. It's an absolute joke, man.
Definitely. I'm going to go to this. So look at Lana. Lana, this is a Lana that has matches all the time. Like last week's Raw, she had a match against Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. A week before, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. You know what I mean? These are matches. Without Lana now, what does that mean for Naomi? Naomi's obviously going to have to go back to being a singles wrestler, but I didn't see this one coming. This is another one that I'm shocked. Like when you're bringing, no offense, when you're bringing people in like Eva Marie and that lot, why are you bringing Eva Marie and stuff like that lot if you're just going to throw off the talent you've got?
Yeah, someone that was booed off of TV the last time she was actually on, on broadcast TV, and they've got rid of established wrestlers to bring like a character like Eva Marie back, where no one actually knows if she's wrestling or not yet.
No, they don't. Let's kind of go forward with another name. Then this one, I'm not surprised, but it is a shame for it. It's Santana Garrett. Santana Garrett. Obviously, we've not seen her on WWE main programming since the Royal Rumble. She did have a spot in the Royal Rumble this year. She's obviously done a lot of work in NXT and stuff. For me, disappointed to see that. Obviously, we've not seen her in NXT for a while. They're not using her. I just hope she goes on to something better. I could see her going to Impact Wrestling. What do you make of Santana Garrett being released?
So I think she was just more of a developmental. I mean, I know she was in the Rumble recently at the start of the year, but she's not been actually on TV since July last year, and that was
okay.
That's what I mean. She was at a Great American Bash that was against Mercedes Martinez. She's been in the Rumble since. This one, I think, is probably a more sort of expected one. I mean, her record's not particularly great on NXT. She's got, I'd say, a few wins, but I think she's more used as predominantly as a developmental talent. But again, is this bad booking for her? Is this like, I'm not really funny. She hasn't had a match in nearly a year. In fact, it's been a year. It's a year to the day. Her last singles match was July 1st last year at the July 1st. So it's been nearly a year. It's a month shy of a year.
Definitely. It's absolutely shocking, isn't it? Like, that's another one gone that they didn't do anything with. But let's go forward. This is another huge name for me. This one I kind of maybe expected, but it's still a big name. Buddy Murphy. So obviously Murphy, this is a Murphy we haven't seen since April 2nd, where he lost to Jey Uso in the 100 Memorial Battle Royal with many other wrestlers. For me, he never really got the fair shot ever since Seth and that worked with Seth really. Real travesty. This is another talented wrestler. I really think he'll stand on his feet somewhere else. I can see him doing well at Impact Wrestling or NWA Power, but for me, it doesn't feel right. Not had a fair rub of it. He never really got treated right since he came up from kind of NXT and stuff. What do you make of Buddy Murphy getting released? That's another disappointment.
Really disappointed for. So I really love Buddy Murphy. When I used to, his whole initial rivalry that he had going with Ali when he first come in, went obviously up to the point where he won the the now NXT Cruiserweight Championship in Australia. Man, Buddy Murphy is such a good wrestler. It's absolute shame, but yeah, he 100% he'll easily bounce back. He'll find work straight away. There'll be a long list of people that will want to sign Buddy Murphy.
100%. Let's kind of go back with this then. So obviously, looking at the ones we have seen released, what does this kind of mean? To me, indicates WWE are looking at some sort of potential sale. They had a lot of these people. They weren't on short contracts. Like Braun Strowman, his contract, as far as I'm aware, wasn't up. This also the same with a few of the others. It's absolutely kind of shocking. If they are going to sell the company, fine, but I just feel so sorry for the wrestlers, really. These are the wrestlers that were there. Quite a few of them were there throughout the whole of the pandemic last year with no fans at the Thunderdome, and they still gave it their best. And to take a former Universal Champion in Braun Strowman now and let him go, this is reckless, isn't it, from WWE? I know AEW aren't really competition in such, but I think it would really pain me to see Braun Strowman not go somewhere decent. I think he's going to be a big miss to WWE.
So yeah, he's obviously the biggest shock because obviously this guy was at Mania. He's recently been fighting for your main event titles. He's come a long way since his initial when he initially debuted and stuff. He's changed his whole physique and everything, and like he now looks like a more well-defined character. Like he 100% has the makings of being a Vince McMahon guy. But yeah, like you said, this has got to lead to how possibly a sell. Because it's the only thing I can understand is cut the budget, find a buyer. But I think the only two rumored at the minute is Disney and Fox, and I can't really see Disney buying it.
No, Disney will destroy it. I've got a bit more bad news as well. Just been tweeted. Andrew Zarian, very, very good Matt Men podcast. There's more to come, so this isn't the end of it really. So I don't want to speculate who's going to be later. We just all hope that Keith Lee is not on that list. I feel sorry for whoever's on the list, whoever's getting calls now.
Like I said, if they've got Braun Strowman and Aleister Black on there, well, not so much Aleister because we know how Aleister's been treated, but Braun Strowman on there, this leads me to believe that no one's safe. Unless you've got a title around your waist. Even then, I don't even think that makes them safe.
What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go get my charger before my laptop dies. Totally unprofessional. This is an impromptu stream. It's not really been organised. I'll be back. Steve, I'll let you talk to the people. Carry on, please, in my absence.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, just absolutely shocking, man. So, yeah. Sean Ross Sapp, what's Sean saying? Yeah, he's saying the only reason that rationality you can see it is selling the company. Several of these people signed big contracts before the pandemic when WWE were in talent hoarding, locked them up for years. Yeah, just utter shame, man. Absolute shame. So yeah, the problem you got to worry now is who else is on a big contract. That's really going to be your next lot of names that could go.
Yeah, I'm back. So
sorry, I was just saying because Sean Roxat's tweeted and he said that apparently a lot of these cuts are down to the contracts they signed because obviously a lot of these signed big deals just before pandemic hit. So anyone that's on these big contracts, like for instance Kevin Owens, I'm pretty sure Kevin Owens like constantly signs 5-year deals. So do you know what I mean? That means Kevin Owens could be susceptible to being cut, and just man, this is shocking.
As I said, so sort of looking at this then, obviously we are going to probably get more cuts that's been confirmed. Disappointed. I'm going to go to the comments as well. I've got a good one here from reviews from the 6. Wow, Rubo released, definitely underused and underrated. People generally on this list were all underused and underrated, really. John Hilton, thank you for your comment. Strowman seemed a perfect fit for Vince. More surprising than Black for me, although the timing of Black is obviously bizarre. This week in Metropolis, Hey Steve, I'm still mate. What the hell is going on? WWE are just doing what they do. Unfortunately, review from 6. Ruby and Liv botched terribly on SmackDown this past week. That's probably the last straw. Do you know, following these releases, they've only got 7 active female wrestlers on the SmackDown.
I said that a minute ago. Yeah, and it's just like, how can you have a division that's based on 7 people? And you bearing in mind that 3 of them, Sasha, Bayley, and Bianca, are tied up in your main event scene for that women's title. So they've only got 4 other wrestlers that are basically on the show for female talent. Unreal, man. Unreal.
Definitely unreal. I think it's just such a shock. Got one here from Ishan Rajput. I want to see Black in New Japan or AEW. I think Black is going somewhere. Definitely,
100%.
Without a contract. A lot of these wrestlers will be signed. It is exciting to see what they can do with them, but I'm just shocked, mate. I just hope with the next amount of releases that it's at least. You can't even fathom this is somebody's job at the end of it. You can't really even make light of it or anything.
The problem with this as well now is because of the interest that this is drawing, you're going to have people that turn around and say they're not going to watch Raw and SmackDown, but you're going to have more people tuning in to watch it because they want to see if anything out. What's the outcome of this all when it comes to an actual TV production point of view?
I just think it's just so sneaky the way they do it, like the timing of it. Like they get these people through WrestleMania, particularly like Braun and stuff, get them through WrestleMania, then get them out. It's just really, really kind of nasty, really. But
I already had my issues the other week when they released Alexander Wolf. Obviously, they used him in an angle to write him out of Imperium. And then literally the next day they release him, and I thought that was a complete utter disrespect on the guy's name. And then the fact that a week later they're still using his name in a storyline for Imperium to go on and try and win NXT tag team titles, I just say that was the biggest joke I found.
Definitely. I think the thing is, what this just shows you, never rule out anybody getting released. We said before this happened, like I said to you before this happened, we'll probably get Slapjack and a few others. But the fact that names that are there that have shocked me even more than Samoa Joe, it just shows even if you're on TV last week, you can still go at any time, which I think obviously the early rumor, I don't want to speculate who's going to go, but Jeff Hardy looks like probably he's going to be one that's going to be going, unfortunately. There's a few others. The only thing you do know, I don't think they're going to get rid of any of the champions, which is quite good, thank God for the champions. But
I can't see them getting rid of a champ. Yeah, that would be pretty stupid. But so Aleister Black will go back to it. I believe his name was Tommy End, wasn't it? In the independent scene. 100%. He'll get snapped up straight away. Lana, possibly they might bring her in to do something with Miro. I very much doubt it because of the way the character's working over there. Ruby can possibly go over to Japan and hit Stardom and do a lot of the stuff over there. I think she'd do really well over there in that division. Even Aleister going to New Japan, man, get him and Will Ospreay in a match in New Japan, and that'd be fantastic.
Definitely. Let's hope it kind of happens to these guys. Just before we kind of end the video, I'm going to go to the comments last. Please can I ask everybody, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel as well. I don't want to take glorification out of the situation, but it's great to see people watching. I'm just sorry it's not in better circumstances, really. Let's go to the comments here. Got a good one here for this week in Metropolis. Do you think the fans could turn on the company? They're driving the fans away with the crazy decisions they're making. Yeah, quite possibly. I think the thing is, it's one of them things. They are getting closer and closer to firing people that actually fans love. Like fans love Samoa Joe. There was so much rage about them, the Iconics going in the previous releases, and now they've got rid of people like Braun, Aleister Black and stuff. It's just more the waste of TV time, I think, as well as these people. Not only have you got these people that have got families to support and everything else, it's the fact they've wasted so many months promoting these wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the only good plus thing is I presume they've all got 90-day no competes, which takes them up to August 31st. I say with AEW having All Out on September 5th, I guarantee that one, maybe two of these will turn up at All Out. Like I said, they're still going to be employed for the next 90 days, so they're still going to receive a pay packet. Gives them time to get their affairs and stuff in order, to find other work. But yeah, man, it's a sucky thing to see at this point in time. Like a pandemic aside, companies making the most money they've ever made, signing billion-dollar deals with Fox and billion-dollar deals with Peacock, or do you know what I mean? And it's like they're just releasing people because of budget cuts. And obviously, it's this Nick Khan that's come in, and he just seems to be cutthroat, man. He just seems to be going for the jugular and just getting rid of everything. Like, it makes me think, has he been brought in to help transition WWE into being sold to another company like Fox?
I agree. I think this just shows that WWE have got no fear of the independents or anybody else out there at the moment. They don't care. Like, I'm not back in the day, they wouldn't have gone and released somebody like I don't know, like a Bret Hart or somebody. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have gone and released them available to go to WWE free willy nilly, if that makes sense, without the complete cause and stuff. It's just a real shame, really. Looking at this, it's only going to get worse. Unfortunately, tonight, obviously, there will be more. Just as I said, I'm a bit shocked by it. Disappointed. I'm sure everybody else that's watching, the viewers that are watching, I'd wish we could bring you good news, if that makes sense. Going to go to the comments now. We've got a few more here. John Hilton, AEW don't need Braun. Black, on the other hand. AEW don't need Braun, but you can imagine that Braun and Brian Cage would be fun, wouldn't it, if they did it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just, Braun's the one I worry about because of his size and stuff. And for instance, I don't think All Elite would bring him in. I think he's not what they need at the minute. They have their big guys, but someone that's a talent like Aleister Black, 100%. But I'm not being funny. Braun in NWA could be pretty good. They do some pretty good stuff over there. I don't think New Japan's in his sort of scale of ability, unfortunately, just because of the stuff they do over there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll bounce back. I'm not being funny. You've had people like W. Morrissey, who's obviously he had all his troubles and released, and now look at him. He's now making a move back in Impact. There you go, Impact. That's a great place for Braun Strowman. They don't have any. They don't have any big guys apart from say Moose and Morrissey. So yeah, they could do with Braun Strowman.
Definitely got going here for Alex Alberto G, CG Parker, Lana, new manager for Miro. You never know. That's the way I did. She's not going to be going on the Lana character. That's for sure. She won't be able to use that. I
think a lot of them will go with their real names, apart from say Aleister, because he already established his independent name of Tommy End.
Definitely. West Coast Podcast, thank you for your comment. This is bonkers. Start frying the writing creative that can't figure out what to do with the talent. I agree, Zach. Thank you for your comment. They've still got 3 hours of Raw to fill every week. That's the thing as well.
But this is what I mean. How many weeks now we've been getting the same matches over and over again every week, and now they're cutting 6 high-profile members of the roster. It's just going to be the same thing. We're going to get repeats of Shelton Benjamin versus Cedric every week. We're going to get repeats of Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley because you're just getting rid of all your big stars. It's like you and Steve were talking about in the Raw review the other day, who could be next for Bobby? And you're like, it could be Braun Strowman. Well, it ain't going to be Braun Strowman now. So who's going to come in to face Bobby now after Hell in the Cell? Because this means they don't have any...
we can go on that quick. We'll go on that now. Who it will be now, based on everything that's gone on. It's not, I don't want to put it out there, but it'll be Karrion Kross. It's got to be Karrion Kross. It has to be somebody from NXT, unless there's somebody from SmackDown.
It's the only thing that makes
roster. But let's kind of go forward with the comments. We've got another one here. Alex Alberto G. Was there a report of Zelina Vega coming back to WWE?
So
she was at the Performance Center with Simone Johnson, The Rock's daughter, filming something. I don't know whether that was just to do a favor with The Rock, but that's the question. How does that affect Zelina Vega? I guess maybe not. Then it's.
Sorry, I've just seen a decent tweet from Tama Tonga from obviously New Japan. He put, "Damn, thanks New Japan for not dumping us during the pandemic or even after." So yeah, there you go, man. It's even New Japan wrestlers are sitting there thinking that this is a joke, and WWE, they're going to be up there with the likes of EA for worst companies to work for with this stuff.
What we've got really hope being here in the United Kingdom, there isn't any more United Kingdom releases because that seems to be an area that WWE seem to neglect. Besides Walter and stuff like that, that's probably going to be a hotbed, I think.
The thing you've got to worry about, because in the UK we obviously get we were getting the severance packets, weren't we, from the government? They were paying 90% of our wages, which is what all the NXT UK stars were on when they weren't on TV. With that due to be coming to an end soon, possibly we could be seeing cuts from NXT UK. It wouldn't even surprise me if they bring up set amount of talent from NXT UK and then just completely scrap the division. You're going to see the likes of Walter, Kaylee Ray, Ilya Dragunov, Mustache Mountain, a couple of the other female talent. They'll be moved up to NXT or main roster, and then they'll just, as a cost-effective scheme, they'll just completely get rid of NXT UK.
Definitely, that'd be a real disappointment, a real shame for the rest if it happens. Hopefully it doesn't. Got a few more comments here. Got another one here from Royal Zach. Braun is an international star. From a business standpoint of view, he's a bigger ratings boost than Aleister. I agree. He's an ex-Universal Champion. As I said, he was in the main event of one of the main events of WrestleMania last year. He was in one of the main matches of WrestleMania last year, as well as this year. He was in a match as well. But I'm just really, really shocked. Crestfallen by it all. And it's just one of them things where it's just going to probably get worse, which is. I'm just waiting for Keith Lee now, and that would be the one that I think would probably send me over the edge. I think at that point I will be, this is a joke. You're just a joke. Miriam's definitely got to watch out, though. She's another one I think that they're not doing anything with that that is probably a high risk, really. Maybe
I'm going to just reel off names here that you could turn around and look at and say they're at risk. You've got the likes of, let's go for it. So these are just random names I'm going to throw out. Angel Garza, he's got a chance of being released. Bray Wyatt's not been on telly for God knows how long. I'm pretty sure he's on a big contract. The likes of Cedric Alexander may be on there. Drew Gulak, Elias. These are just Raw superstars as well. Jeff Hardy, Jinder Mahal, Keith Lee, Mason T-Bar, all these kinds of ones. Then you look at the female side. Dana Brooke. She's got a chance. Well, not really anyone. Maybe Nikki Cross, even though she's recently just come back to TV. That's another one that they could easily just go, we'll get rid of them. SmackDown-wise, anyone, really. Anyone that isn't a champion that you could think of. Baron Corbin. I know they probably won't because they like him too much, but Otis, Chad Gable, Shinsuke Nakamura, do you know what I mean? All these people now are effectively... Do you know what I mean? There was before you could tell there was like a limit. This is the line where we're not going to cut talent from. That line's just been destroyed now. And so there's going to be there'll be more NXT because NXT's got a massive, massive roster. I can see a load of NXT stars being cut. I'm just looking at it now, and they've got. Do you think
here's one? I think maybe Roderick Strong. He's another one that they're not doing. It went home apparently, and they've not done anything with.
Roderick Strong, Ridge Holland, depending on how his recovery from his injury goes, because he was actually being pushed quite heavy before he got injured. He was meant to obviously be in the not the Hell in the Cell, what's the War Games? He was meant to be in with Pat McAfee and Pete Dunne and all that before he got injured. You've got your likes of. I don't know what the deal is with Tyler Breeze and maybe Fandango, because I know obviously they were main roster before, so they were on main roster contracts. I don't know whether that's changed. But yeah, there's a lot of talent there that could obviously easily be released. But yeah, say Roderick Strong could easily be one of them. The likes of Drake Maverick, obviously he was meant to have been released a couple of years ago, and they kept him on, which I think was a joke as well, because they used him crying in a video about being released as a way to get more eyes on the product. I think was a big joke. Kona Reeves, I don't know, he's injured, and it's how Kona Reeves still hasn't been released is a shocker. The female wrestlers, there's loads of female wrestlers. The likes of Casey Catanzaro could be released. Marina Shafir, just trying to have a look. Tegan Knox, I know she's injured at the minute. That's not going to stop them from doing it. NXT, go on.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, I think you've made some good names. You've got some more comments here. Alex Alberto G, thank you for calling. Aleiseter just tweeted he's blindsided by his firing. I'm gutted for him. I think we all gutted for him. Zach. Sorry, after you, Steve. Sorry.
No, I tweeted him and said, all out's on the 5th of September. I'll see you there.
No, definitely. He deserves to be there. Royal Zach, Sami Zayn is surely done, though. That'd be a shocking one for me, based on the whole thing they did at WrestleMania, where they had the Paul brother come in as well. I'll be surprised if they do that, but we never saw Braun going. Alex Alberto G, you're tripping, Steve. They never ever would release Bray Wyatt. Never say never. I don't think they will. Bray Wyatt's obviously off for whatever reason why. I'd be surprised. It'd be very silly if they released Bray Wyatt.
100%. Yeah, they'd be mad. But this is what I mean. There's no safety net now. Anyone is up for cuts. This is what I'm saying. And I'm saying Braun hasn't been on TV since Mania, which is April. We're now in June. So we've been 2 months and he hasn't been on TV. And I'm not being funny. 2 months not on TV. He's going to be on a big contract. It's just, you can just see it being the thing, though.
Do you think a lot of this is down to the fact that when AEW launched, that WWE were giving out these huge deals to try and secure wrestlers for a fixed period of time to stop them going to AEW? And the fact that they've given out such huge deals where they can't really they can afford to do it, but they just don't want to now.
Yeah, they've shot themselves in the foot. I mean, obviously, no one expected a global pandemic, but yeah, when they were snapping up talent left, right, and centre, 100%. But then I also feel this is down to a 72-year-old man who has no clue where he's going with this company no more. I think he's lost in his ways. He's still trying to run this multi-million-dollar/billion-dollar company like it's 1985. Like he still owns all the territories and no one can compete with him. And it's just not the way anymore. And I think he's obviously, this is the reason why I think he's personally been set a goal of how much money he has to make for the shareholders. And this is what he's doing to keep his job. But now I think because obviously he's still majority shareholder, I think this could be the point now where we're going to turn. I know, especially since his brother died recently, Vince could be just looking to pack up shop completely and completely sell the company.
Definitely, as I said, really, really kind of shocking. Just going to go to the last few comments just for the end of the video. Appreciate you all for watching and all your comments. It's been really, really appreciated. Just go to the comments here. Aleiseter G, could a Gargano possibly released? No, I'd say never. No way. No, definitely not. It'd be really stupid.
Yeah, I think there's certain talents that you look at. I think that Triple H would fight for heavily. For your instance, your Seth Rollins, your Kevin Owens, your Johnny Garganos, your Tommaso Ciampas. I think where Triple H has got such a big loving for them. I think they're probably the safest ones. Is the ones that like the likes of Triple H love dearly. And I say Gargano has been a mainstay of NXT for so long now that I don't think he will be released. He's good. If anything, I reckon he could be a guy that stays in NXT forever. I wouldn't personally see. I say unless Vince sells the company or the narrative and the direction of the show gets changed, Gargano could be in NXT for life.
Definitely. I'm just going to run this through, Steve. So this year, this is the people we've had released. Let's run through this list, how shocking it is. So we'll go one by one. Andrade, gone. That was shocking. A shock, wasn't it? Totally Ali gone. Shocking. Lars Sullivan, I'm not really kind of surprised by that as well. That was the crowd never really got behind him. Steve Cutler, another one that could have done great work. Baron Corbin didn't really get a chance. Would you agree with that?
Steve Cutler, yeah. I mean, he unfortunately, Jackson Riker was the one that shot him in the foot with that one, because obviously as they came up to main roster as the Forbidden Sons, they were starting to be pushed, and then obviously Jackson Riker put out that controversial tweet, and that's what cost Steve Cutler, unfortunately, was a mistake by someone else that was out of his control. And then obviously, I know at some point, he was with Baron Corbin, but I think that obviously the whole Jackson Riker thing shot him in the foot to start with.
This next one was a big one. Samoa Joe, another one. He was obviously commentating at WrestleMania, was waiting to be cleared, and then never got cleared, and then they just randomly did that.
I can see why they did Samoa Joe, because he's obviously on a wrestler's contract, which, if he's not wrestling, yes, he's a really good commentator, but I can see why they've released Samoa Joe. But Samoa Joe will have no problem in finding work, 100%. But maybe with Joe, they wasn't confident he was ever going to be cleared, because apparently, say Joe had been cleared for a while, and they just hadn't been bothered trying to put him back into the ring.
Another big one. This was the Iconics. Clearly, they were loved. Billy Kay was one of the most fun things on SmackDown. Really kind of enjoyed it. Peyton Royce had a fantastic shoot promo. Never really got a chance. It's another tandem that that could have been added much more to the women's tag division now as well. Yeah,
exactly. The biggest problem with them was they split them up. The whole thing was these were two you could have seen being a tag team for life. Like, they would never have needed a singles push. You could have just had them as a multi-time women's tag team champions.
Yeah, another one we got here as well. Another one we do have was Mickie James. That was another one, another legend of the business that did some great work previously and never really got another rub. Ultimately, I think because of her husband was Nick Aldis, I think that might have played into it. I know they don't like Nick Aldis. Has got some history with Pritchard and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, ever since they brought her back in, she's not done anything. She's just been basically used as fodder for developmental talent. I mean, I know she had a really good match with Ember Moon once. Let's see, when she sold the Eclipse like a million, like the best person I've ever sell the Eclipse. And yeah, just to say, unfortunate with that one.
And the next one we had as well, we had obviously Chelsea Green, another one that was really talented and never got real rub. She was great in Impact Wrestling when she was there as well. I just think it's injuries again, didn't really get a rub. Our next one on the list as well, this one was controversial. Velveteen Dream came with a lot of baggage. People wanted him out. There's a lot of sort of backstory to that it's very kind of hard. You've obviously got to make a judgment on what you think is true and what's not true. The guy had the talent, but he eventually obviously got pushed out.
He shot himself in the foot, that one. His own undoing has caused him to lose his job. He could have gone down as one of the biggest talents in wrestling history.
Going to go to the comments quickly just before we do the rest. West Coast Podcast, you guys are spot on. The company's been sold soon. This has been done to make the earnings look better for a buyer, Zax. Thank you for the comment, Zax. I agree. WWE Disney probably coming soon, mate, which is just unfortunate. But you'd have thought the amount of money they made from this Peacock deal, people should still be able to have a job. Shocks me. What do you think of that, Steve, that comment?
Yeah, it's 100%. You would still think that the billions of dollars that they make in their biggest financial year and they're still cutting people, it's stupid, man.
Definitely. We're going to go to the next comment. So we've got a good one here as well. This is from Steve from SCW's Wrestling Channel. Good afternoon, Steve. Thanks for checking the video. Thoughts on Nick Khan? He has more power in the company with more releases. Are the books being balanced to look good for future sales to Disney or Fox?
Go on.
I was going to say Nick Khan is definitely a player. Like Vince McMahon, trust him 100%. He's done some great deals with Peacock and stuff like that. Vince McMahon, he's got such a say now in WWE. He can decide what happens because he's built up a rep now. He's got a great track record of success, really, which isn't good for us as fans. People as individuals aren't cared about, but it's just one of the things.
Like I said earlier, I think he's just been brought in. It's starting to show now that he's been brought in to just basically, kill this company. If we go for the jugular and just, take no prisoners.
The Matt Paolini era, that's a good shout out. Thank you for commenting, Matt. I appreciate your shout out game the other week. But shocking as ever. Yeah, it's shocking to see these amount of releases. These are talent that we all care for, we all love in the ring. See them released and just be chucked away like they're spare parts when none of them have probably done anything wrong.
Aleister Black's already changed his Twitter handle to Tommy End.
I'm not surprised.
So that's good to see, man. Like I said, he'll no problems. That guy will bounce back 100%.
John Hilton, ought to make room for CM Punk's wage. Let's be fair, WWE could afford CM Punk outright if they wanted to. They don't need to release people for that. I think if you're releasing 10 wrestlers to get CM Punk's wage, that'd be pretty derisory, wouldn't it? Let's be fair.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't even want to see Punk go back there now. I think that the likes of WWE don't deserve CM Punk. I think for everything they've done in the last year during a global pandemic it's enough to put anyone off going there. You get people that sit there and still say they want to go to WWE, and it's just look what they do to talent, man. It's just unreal.
It is unreal. Let's kind of obviously go forward and with this as well. Then just before we end the video, then so obviously the next one we did have on the list that was quite a big one was Alexander Wolf. That is kind of the last one I'd say we'll go up to. Alexander Wolf, as you said earlier in the video, it was a huge shock to all of us. He'd done some great work in NXT, never really got a fair rub ever since Santana was pulled from under him. Yeah,
and it's like I said to you like 2 weeks ago, the fact that they wrote him out of Imperium, released him the following day, and then last week they're still using his name in a story to push Imperium for the tag team titles. I just say is disrespectful in my books.
Yeah, no, it's just shocking. So what I'm going to do, I am going to end the video here. Appreciate you all for watching. This has been Jonesy Chats Wrestling, joined by George and Steve. As always, if you're new to the channel, please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to the video if you've enjoyed it. If the content does go a bit crazy later and there's anything relevant and it's at a normal time, we may do another video. But appreciate you all for watching. And I'm sorry it's not better news. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening and take care. Thank you for watching.